Imagine a world where learning a new language, mastering quantum physics, or knowing the exact recipe for your grandmother's pie takes zero effort. You just download it in seconds. It sounds like science fiction, the classic "I know Kung Fu" moment. But a direct connection between the human brain and the internet is no longer just a movie plot. It is an engineering problem, and the richest people on Earth are spending billions to solve it. But what actually happens when we plug our squishy, biological hard drives directly into the World Wide Web? Will it elevate humanity into a godlike hive mind? Or will we just end up watching unskippable 30-second ads in our dreams? Let's dive in. To understand how we plug the internet into our heads, we first need to understand the head itself. Your brain is essentially a 3-pound lump of thinking meat. Inside this meat jelly, there are about 6 billion neurons. They communicate by firing tiny electrical impulses across gaps called synapses. Every thought you have, every memory of your first crush, every time you decide to eat a whole pizza at 2 a.m. is just a specific pattern of electricity moving through this dense forest of cells. So, if your brain speaks electricity and computers speak electricity, making them talk to each other should be easy, right? Well, not exactly. The brain is like a giant, roaring stadium of 86 billion people shouting in a language we barely understand, and your skull is a thick, soundproof, concrete wall. Currently, we have a few ways to listen in. We can put a bunch of sensors on your scalp, called an EEG. It's non-invasive, meaning no surgery, but it's also like trying to listen to a specific conversation inside that roaring stadium while standing outside the parking lot. You can maybe tell if the crowd is cheering or booing, but you can't hear the details. Then we have invasive methods. We actually drill a hole in the skull and stick a grid of needles directly into the brain tissue. This gives us amazing signal quality. Paralyzed patients can use this to control robotic arms, type messages, or even play video games with their minds. But there's a catch. Your brain hates foreign objects. It recognizes the electrodes as invaders and builds scar tissue around them, slowly making them useless. Enter the next generation of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. Companies are developing ultra-thin, flexible polymer threads. These threads are so tiny, they are thinner than a human hair. Because they are so delicate, no human hand could insert them. So we are building advanced robotic sewing machines that can precisely weave thousands of these threads directly into your brain, actively avoiding blood vessels. And it doesn't stop there. Future concepts include neural dust, microscopic sensors sprinkled over your cortex, or even nanobots swimming through your bloodstream, crossing the blood-brain barrier and docking right next to your neurons. Soon, installing a BCI might be as simple as taking a pill or getting a quick shot. So, fast forward a few decades. The surgery is cheap, safe, and everyone has a high-bandwidth connection in their head. Welcome to the era of the cloud mind. First, communication changes forever. Talking by flapping meat in your throat, also known as speech, becomes obsolete. You can transmit a feeling, a memory, or an abstract concept directly into someone else's mind instantly. Education as we know it disappears. You don't study for a math test. You just rent the advanced calculus module from the cloud for an hour. Entertainment becomes fully immersive. You don't watch a movie, you live it. You feel the wind, the fear, the adrenaline. It sounds like a utopia, a perfect, empathetic human race. But wait, let's remember what the internet actually looks like today. If your brain is connected to the internet, then the internet is connected to your brain. Information flows both ways. Reading from the brain is one thing. Writing to the brain is terrifying. Imagine a computer virus, but for your mind. Hackers could theoretically access your visual cortex and make you see things that aren't there. Or worse, ransomware. Send 5 Bitcoin or we shut off your motor cortex and you can't walk. And let's not forget our good friends, the corporations. Imagine walking past a restaurant and suddenly smelling freshly baked pizza, feeling an artificial wave of extreme hunger. If your thoughts can be read, privacy is truly dead. The government could know you are committing a crime before you even do it. Which brings us to the ultimate existential terror. If you offload parts of your memory to the cloud and rely on an AI to help you make decisions, at what point do you stop being you? If a thought pops into your head, how do you know it's your thought and not an algorithm subtly nudging you? When humans form a global hive mind, sharing emotions and knowledge instantly, the boundary of the individual dissolves. You become a single neuron in a planetary-sized brain. The concept of I might be replaced by we. It's beautiful, but also profoundly lonely in its own way. The internet in your brain is likely coming, whether we are ready for it or not. It holds the power to cure paralysis, end blindness, and elevate human intelligence to unimaginable heights. But it also opens the door to the ultimate loss of freedom and identity. The technology itself is neutral. It's just a bridge between biology and silicon. The real question is, are we wise enough to build the guardrails before we plug in? Because once humanity goes online, there might be no disconnect button. What do you think? Would you get the brain chip? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to upgrade your brain the old-fashioned way, click subscribe.